All right, guys, this is my very first time owning a pair of these. I have known that these were releasing or coming back in retro form for, what, like 3 years? Maybe more, something like that. But anyways, they're finally here. I'm so excited. It's so good, man. It's so nice. Yo, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got something really special. This video is actually brought to you guys by the good folks over at And1. They supplied us with everything that you see here. You can get everything that you see now. You don't see it yet, but you will in a second. And this, my friends, is the And1 Rise. Chauncey Billups actually wore these. One of his teammates, Ben Wallace, some of you guys might know about him. He actually wore a different shoe that's going to come out soon as well, so be on the lookout for that. But this is my first time owning these, and this just has the 2000s written all over it. And I just think that these are so cool. They actually came out with two different versions originally, this being the mid, even though they sit right at the ankle, right around a low top type of form. And then there was an actual low top as well. The low top is actually not my favorite look because they removed this back panel of this chassis right here. Like, that's my favorite part. This thing looks cool. It looks like fingers grabbing your foot and just pulling it onto the footbed.
Ooh, I like it muy macho.
Now, these guys have released in 3 different original colorways, this being one of them. The second being these bad boys. These are nice. But if you wanted to stay neutral, they do have the classic white and black pair as well. This actually might be my favorite one out of the bunch, but when I was a kid, these two were it. And ever since the original Tai Chi released and Vince Carter wore those in the dunk contest, the white and red and then the white and blues have always just been my favorite versions of the shoe. Speaking of which,
show the pair if you want to be extra.
Hold on. I did the review way back when on the white and red ones. If you want a review on these, let me know down below in the comment section and we can take care of that for you guys. Now, to celebrate the brand's 30th anniversary, again, they've released this shoe. It's been nearly 20 years since its original release, so we've got a brand new pair, or a brand new colorway. This one is available exclusively over at Champs. It comes with its own box and everything, so the typical colorways come in this guy right here, but this one comes in this badass box. This thing is super dope. Now, this version that is, again, exclusively available over at Champs is the same exact shoes as the other versions. The only difference, obviously, is the box, as well as the insole graphic. The insole graphic on this one is very similar to the box itself, so you'll get that kind of like a co-branding on both areas of the shoe. The rest of the shoes, though, they just come with this style insole, again reminiscent of their boxes. The insoles can be completely removable and replaced with anything that you want, so if you wanted to pull those out, you can swap them out. It'll keep your graphics nice and clean anyways. Now, as far as the shoe itself is concerned, this guy right here is battleground tested and approved for outdoor use, and one was the original street ball brand before all of the basketball highlight things that you see all over YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all of that stuff. These guys were doing it first. They were busting out mixtapes. It was fantastic. They do not make rubber like this for basketball shoes anymore. Everything is always supposed to be lightweight and thin, and make sure that you burn through the rubber real fast so you can go back to the store and buy a new pair, because there's like, what, 30 plus colorways of shoes now? It's ridiculous. But if you wanted something that's going to last, this is probably it. If you look at the outsole, it's a really interesting outsole, especially in the heel, because it concaves like inward and everything like that. And that's for extra compression, especially in the heel, which is much needed when you have something like this. The shoe itself is very cool looking to me, because this, again, is like very like late 90s and early 2000s as far as the design is concerned. We have a double lasted midsole, which means the midsole is inside of the actual upper. So you probably have seen this on previous shoes. The most notable one would be like any of the Posit series, where it's like a one-piece looking shell.
The Adidas T-Mac.
Oh yeah. So the midsole being inside of the upper like this, the original intent was that when your foot is inside the shoe and then you lace it up, it's supposed to draw you in closer to the footbed, giving you a more one-to-one feel. Does it actually do that? Yes and no. I think that it's just kind of like a clunkier type of feel, but it actually does do that. It's just that, you know, this is pre-lightweight era of stuff, so it's definitely not going to be the lightest feeling shoe that you ever have had, especially when we're talking about like overall construction. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on weight, and weight is really non-existent. Like these shoes, and I'm not talking about these specifically, I'm talking about most shoes, they weigh about a can of soda or less as far as like their ounces is concerned. If that's too heavy for your legs, then you need to work on that a little bit, and you gotta stop skipping leg day. But what really is the main key factor to making a shoe feel light or feel heavy is actually its overall construction. So when you have something like this and it is wrapped up all in there, it's going to feel a little clunky, especially when you have something like this TPU chassis covering everything so that there's not as much compression or roll. I've talked about this before, but shoes in the past that have been like that have been like something like the Jumpman Pro, the KD3s, and so on and so forth. Something where there's like rubber that wraps up and around the Phylon or the EVA. Whereas nowadays you've got things that are just like fully exposed, they're rounded and all that stuff. So it's just a different design and it makes the shoes feel a lot lighter, a lot more nimble, a lot more quick. But this shoe is still badass, man. Like, look at this thing. Look at it. Now, as far as the cushioning is concerned, again, the midsole is wrapped inside of the upper, and I believe it's just a regular EVA midsole. They do call it DuraSpring, and it feels okay underfoot. Right now, it's a little stiff, obviously, because they're brand new and everything, but if you were to take them out and break them in a little bit, it'd feel a little bit better. Again, the insoles are completely removable, so if you wanted to add something else on top of that, I would highly recommend doing so, and it'll give you just a customized feel and fit. Speaking of the fit, I would recommend going up half a size. All of these are a size 9, which is what I typically wear, and I always forget every time I order an And One shoe that's not my And One size. Go up half a size, thank me later. Trust me, you're gonna wanna do that. If you're a wide footer, you might wanna go up a full size or go into a Champs store, try this bad boy on, and then you can order any of the colorways that you might want online. The lacing system is really, really cool, and it's really interesting. We actually just saw this in the Ja Morant shoe. I know, controversial shoe to bring up, but hey, it's the last one that had it like this, so we're using it. But basically at the forefoot, we've got internal lacing, and then on the midfoot and up, we've got external lacing or traditional lacing. So you've got a tighter fit in the forefoot, and then you got a more like regular kind of fit and stuff like that. So if you wear a brace or thick socks, all that kind of stuff, you have the orthotics or an extra insole, it'll help you adjust for that. The tongues are not gusseted, but they do have the bungees in there, so just be warned. Some people don't like those for some reason. I don't know why. I love them. It makes the shoe so that it doesn't like twist up the tongue and stuff like that. Speaking of the tongue, it does have 2 points of ventilation, which is awesome, just like the original. Then you got that classic And One logo chromed out, man.
I'm in love, I don't care who knows it.
When you see this and you don't want to listen to Cash Money Records, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like Lil Wayne, Birdman. Bling bling. And then speaking of the TPU chassis, it looks exactly like I remember it. It looks phenomenal. Like, this shoe is so cool. I can't even tell you, man. I really am so excited. So excited. And one last thing to keep in mind, when I put them on, this guy right here at the collar, it does rub a little bit. So be warned, do not wear no-shows, even though that was the thing back then. I know you new kids are like, why do you wear no-shows? Bro, you're from a different era, man. Go Google some stuff, you'll see. But just be warned that that area right there might cause some issues, so wear a quarter cut or a crew cut length of sock and you should be good to go. And with all of that being said, man, I might have to come out of retirement just to do a performance review on these. I think that these are fantastic, man. These are so cool. Which colorway should I do?
All of them?
But sound off below and let us know what you think about the return of the And One Rise down below in the comment section. Also, let me know if you'd like a video on these. It smells like you might. I don't know. But sound off below. Let us know what you think about these in the comment section. Do you have any fond memories with this shoe? I know that a lot of you guys, like you OG heads, are probably sitting here being like, man, I can't believe they brought these back. You and me both, bro. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. If you're interested, we will have links down below in the description box. It'll head you over to and1.com or Champs if you want this Champs exclusive. And with that being said, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, we will catch you on the next one. So until then, have a good one. These are f***ing gorgeous. I'm just like in love.